Hello everyone, welcome back. The tank is 14-month-old. Everything is looking good. Tank parameters are in the description. No major changes. The tank has been pretty stable. The coal tank that I added a couple of months ago is doing really well. He had some HLLE, head and lateral line erosion, but that's been clearing up. Yay! I did sell one of my ornate leopard grasses, so I only have one now. I had two. I'm gonna show you some updates that I did to the sump. Corals are doing really well. No problems with algae, and colors are starting to pop a little bit more now. I'm still dosing potassium nitrate to keep the levels of my nitrates in the tank at 5 parts per million. And I've been slowly increasing the radions. They are running at 70% maximum intensity in the SBSA B+ program. Okay, so two quick changes that I did in the sump. So I had converted the stock ATO reservoir into a refugium by drilling two 1.5-inch bulkheads that drain water out of the tank, and I have this ball valve that's so I have my return pump here, and there's a pipe going up, and there's a T, and there's a ball valve, and out of the ball valve I did this soft plumbing thingamajig where I have a 90-degree elbow going up, and there is not a T but a 3-way connection. So I have water from the return going down here into a phosphate reactor that's running carbon, and then up and into, I'm just going to remove this little aluminum foil that I used to prevent light spilling into my into the rest of the sump. So I have water coming up from the return, going up to the side and down to feed this refugium. So this worked really well, but I was a bit unhappy. You know, I made some. This is the first time that I drilled a tank, so I made some mistakes in how I oriented the holes, and I guess a really common mistake is your bulkheads are too small for the amount of water that you want to flow through. So with the two 1/2-inch bulkheads, I still wasn't able to run a lot of water through the fuge because the water flow from the return would just quickly overwhelm the draining capacity of these two bulkheads. So what I did is I replaced one of the bulkheads with 3/4 inch, from 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. So I essentially took the refugium apart and I put a 3/4 inch bulkhead here. This required some kind of careful planning and drilling, because you already drilled the glass, and drilling it again to enlarge the hole could be problematic. So I made a little guide. So essentially I drilled a 3/4 inch hole on a ceramic tile. I glued that with crazy glue over the existing hole, and then and that served as a drilling guide. So when it came to enlarge the hole, I essentially placed the diamond hole saw over the ceramic circle that I had drilled with the same bit that was glued to the glass, and I went really slow. It took about 10 minutes, going super slow until I managed to enlarge the hole without breaking the glass. I also installed a low profile, let's see if you can see it here, maybe not, get rid of this. I installed a low profile grate here, so you know, you could get the I forgot what you call it. It just prevents stuff from floating down. The name escapes me. But most of the time you could get these long pieces with the slots on, but I got a low profile one, so it gives you more space here. So the other thing that happened was that I've noticed that I was getting a lot of green hair algae growing on the chaeto, and you could see green hair algae growing on the chaeto right now. So first I was really puzzled by this and annoyed because I want my refugium to grow chaeto, but at the end of the day, algae is algae. So life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. So I decided to kind of slowly convert this, or maybe not convert it, but have a dedicated section that kind of acts like a turf scrubber, an algae scrubber. So what I did, this is my homemade version, I just put egg crate in the tank, in the refugium, and you could see that I have green hair algae growing on the egg crate. And what I do is every week I just remove one of these, clean it, and then put it back in. And then every week I take a different one, so I'm kind of slowly harvesting the green hair algae. And I'm actually surprised at how much green hair algae could grow in here. But I have relatively little green hair algae in the tank, so I'm happy with the arrangement. I want to keep the green hair algae in the fuge versus in the tank. So I'm happy with this little solution. So that's really the only change. I'm still dosing alkalinity, calcium, and potassium nitrate. One little thing that I've started adding was this Kent Marine iron and manganese supplement. I'm dosing this just to try to get the chaeto to grow more relative to the green hair algae. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in a month.